Yesterday we have completed after the conditional statement and we have seen how to implement the conditional statement over in the checkbox. Anyone having any clarification or doubt the previous classes? Okay. I'll be moving into the next topic, drop down. So this is a drop down. When we open the drop down, we have a multiple items will be there. So from here, we can select any one value or multiple value. So the drop down will be creating using a select tag. So most of the time it will be having in the select tag. So here you can see select tag. The select tag, it is a drop down. So when the drop down it is in the select tag, we have an attribute called, we have a tag called option. Whatever the values over in this drop down, everything has been assigned to the option tag. So drop down is one of the simple technique. So dot get maximize window. Then there is a okay. First we can identify the tag. So it is a select tag. Inside the select tag, the entire dropdown has been listed out. So what we can do, there is a class called select. Driver dot find element by dot tag name. Okay, by dot tag name. What is the tag name here? It is select. So this is a normal approach. We will be handling the select, but we supposed to pass this as a parameter for the select class. So how to that? How to do that? Select class. Select class. So for this select class, we are passing the parameter of the selector. So normally, sometime it won't be there. We supposed to import this. Okay. So this selected tag is purposefully used only for dropdown. to select the value. So I'm creating an object for this drop down. This select tag, we have a multiple inbuilt methods we have available. Using the inbuilt methods, we can able to select the drop down either single element or multiple element at the same time. So drop down the object which I have created. I'm using that object. We have a multiple options are there. What are the methods we can use to select the drop down? Select by index, then drop down dot select by value, then drop down dot select by visible text. These three different inbuilt functions is used to select the value from the drop down. These are three different types. When we coming into the index, index is nothing but we whatever the values over in the drop down, it is all been considering as a index. Each index, this is a zeroth index, first index, second index, third index, fourth index. Likewise, it will move on. The index value will be starting from 0. So we need to specify which country we supposed to select. That index value we have to provide it here. For example, I want to select Australia. So here I need to identify the index value. So index value always start from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 is the Australia. So we need to provide the index value. So I'm giving time.sleep here to make the program be sleep for 5 seconds because it, it will be selecting all the values very fastly. We cannot able to differentiate or identify how it is selected. Then select by value. Value means it is a class, it is an attribute, one of the attribute over in the option tag. So we can see here option tag, this option tag having an attribute called value. Here we have assigned a value AFG, ALA, ALB. These are the values for the attribute value. So we have to provide that value. So I will be giving some random IoT. IoT is nothing but British Indian Ocean Territory. It is supposed to be in the string IoT. Then select visible by text. Visible by text. So initially we have used the index value. Second, we have used the value for the attribute. Then third one is a visible text. This is a text. White color we are seeing, right? That is a text. So we can use the text in order to select the value over from the drop down. So I will be giving a China. Again, it is a case sensitive. It's a China. Again, I'm creating a time dot sleep here. So this is optional. If you want to go with multiple to select the multiple drop down, you can use time dot sleep. So and you can be more in real time. Sometime value will not be present. Sometime visible text will be present. But sometime value may not be present. Index may not be present. In these scenarios, we need based upon the availability of the element we can use any one of the inbuilt method. Let me run this program. Then there is no response. Now it got the response. So first I selected the Australia. We are waiting for 5 seconds. Then now it is selected British Indian Ocean territory. Waiting for 5 seconds. Finally, China. So this is how we can select the multiple values from the dropdown. Okay. This code implementation only possible when there is a when there is a select tag. Sometimes some developer, they may not be use select tag. They may not be use a select tag. Imagine that it is a div tag, so, or some other tag. So how to approach this? So I will be this that one, the same approach we have seen. But anyhow, I will be giving a high level and I will be giving exercise for you. Okay, the same pattern. The pattern is it's similar to we have seen when we are seeing a locator. Okay, when we are seeing a locator, there is called tag. So how we have approached the tag? This approach we supposed to use. Okay, so I will be giving an idea. You can try to implement that. So this method is the third one. With selected. With selected. This is a method to without selected. When there is no select tag is available. Without selected. So here, give me a minute. So without select tag, how we need to approach this? Driver dot find element by dot tag name. So we can use we can use a tag name. Here we have a tag name is an option, right? So when there is no select tag, imagine that it might be some other tag, either div tag or any other tag. So here we have an option tag. So what we can do, we can use an option tag. So if it is option tag, then we have a multiple option tags, correct? It is more than one. So it will be considering as a duplicate. So we supposed to create this using find elements. Then we supposed to store the all the list of values over in the variable. Now this variable we have a all the values. So I will show you the how many countries, number of countries over in the drop down. So you have to create a for loop, then condition statement with conditional statement. We can select the single value and multiple values. Okay, conditional statements. Okay, let me run this. How many countries are available over in the drop-down? Okay, we are not doing anything over in the UI. So I'm just minimizing this. Okay, we have the values. So totally, totally we have a 249 countries over in the dropdown. So which means that we have a 249 option tags are available. So 249 option tags are available. So that is why we're having a length as a 249. Now we need to iterate the for loop, whatever the values we are storing into the variable. Then based upon that, we need to extract the text. We have a text, right? There is a text method we have. Using the text method, we need to extract the value based upon the condition, and we need to select the country. Okay, this is for your exercise. Any doubt? Having any doubt over in the drop down?
No, sir.
Fine. Now moving into the next topic, web table. Okay, web table. It is one of the important topic. Or we can say it is a web table, or web table is a separate topic, but the same web table when it is implemented over in the date picker, under date picker concept, how we need to handle that. Okay. So date picker. I will show you. Sorry, my throat is not good today. So date picker is something when we having a kind of a this window. This is called a date picker. Okay, so if they're having an input box, when we use the input, I mean click the input box, we have a drop down. Through automation, we can handle this in two ways. One first thing is how we will be pausing the value in the input box. Normally, how we will be pausing the value over in the input box? Any idea we have seen previously, correct? So here, this is the input box. How we will be passing the value over here. We have seen previously, right? Using send key. Using send key, we will be passing the value. That value will be placing into the respective input box. That we have seen already. The same approach also we can do, but here we are not using that approach. We are directly selecting this text value. Sorry, the table value. So this is a table. We can see here, right? This is a table. This is a dynamic table. uh, I will be explaining you about the dynamic table. Okay, you can do the same for static table. Okay, let me show you the static table. So this is a static table, okay, which is inside the box. It is like a Excel, okay, Microsoft Excel. How the Excel will be we will be handling based upon the rows and columns. So everything a row here. This is a row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly, we have a columns 1, 2, 3, 4. Why we are saying it is a static web table? Because in the runtime, these values won't be changed. It will be as it is. That is why we are considering this as a static web table. But coming into the date picker, this is a dynamic web table. Why we are saying it is a dynamic web table? Because each month the table will be getting changed. The values are getting changed. So based upon that, we will be selecting the respective value. So I will be telling you how to interact with the dynamic web table, how to use the dynamic web table. The same concept you can apply over for the static web table. Okay. Yeah, they have given this is a dynamic web table, but this is not a dynamic. They have given a name in that way, but it is a static only. Looking wise, these values are static only. It is not changing. Okay. Let me show you date picker. First, what we need to do, first we need to open the application. Driver dot get opening the application, then maximizing the application. After maximizing the application, I need to identify this input box because after clicking this input box, I'm getting this value. Correct. So we need to be more careful interacting with the dynamic web table. Why? Because sometimes there will be a hidden web table also available. Hidden web table, or we can say hidden drop down. So we have seen drop down also, right? That is a normal drop down, but sometimes hidden drop down will be available. What is meant by hidden drop down? I don't have any application, but I will tell you how it will be looking like. There we will be facing some challenges. What is meant by hidden drop down? Got to say that when we are discussing the drop down. So when we opening the application, when we Opening the drop down, we can able to see the values. Similarly, by using the inspect, we can able to inspect the drop down. See here, when I am clicking the drop down, I can able to interact the drop down, but when I am maximizing the drop down, the values are seen here. But parallelly, if I want to move to my inspect page, it will be getting hidden. It will be, we cannot able to inspect the value, but here we can able to see the value. But we can able to see the values here. That is that is why we can able to interact with the drop down easily. But in some scenario, how it will be, when the drop down is, we can able to see, then only the values will be listed out here. Okay, so see here, when we can able to see the drop down, then only this values will be present over in the inspect page. Imagine that when it is not showing in the UI, it will be getting hidden here. We cannot able to see that value, these values. In those scenarios, that will be considering as a hidden values. How to handle that? So what we need to do, we need to freeze this page. So why we want to freeze this page? Because when we are hovering the mouse in the top of the dropdown, it is, we can able to see. But similarly, when I'm clicking in somewhere, the dropdown is getting hidden, correct? But unfortunately, we can able to see here, so we can able to easily approach the dropdown. But imagine that this is also getting hidden. Only we can able to see when it is in front of the UI. So what we need to do, we need to freeze this page. At the time only, this drop down won't be getting hidden inside the drop down. Okay, let me see whether we can able to freeze this page or not. To freeze this page, we have option here, sources. Okay, so we need to, there is an option called debug. Okay, here you can see, right? This is the debug option. We need to run this UI in debug mode. Okay, so here you have a breakpoints. We have to select this breakpoints. Okay, this is not part of Selenium. This is how to handle the UI. Okay. Here we have a concept called event listener breakpoints. What is meant by event listener breakpoints? It having a list of options. Okay, so now see, currently I'm not using event listener, even though I can able to freeze that page. Now we cannot able to interact the page. Okay, the page is getting freezed. It is running in the debug mode now. So sometimes what we need to do, in specific place only we need to freeze the page. Here what is happening, when we clicking this page at the time itself, it is freeze the page. But in our expectation, it should not be like that. It should be when we are clicking this drop down at the time only it's supposed to freeze the page. But here now when we are clicking the page itself, it is freezing. So that is why we have an event listener. Here we have a multiple option. Based upon the functionality, we can approach it. For time being, what I will be doing, I'm using a mouse option. Here we having a lot of multiple mouse handling is there. So what I will be doing, double click. So I have created the event listener as a double click. So even though it is not working properly, give a minute. It should not be in this way. Okay, there is an event listener. Okay, here it is. So see, when I'm clicking here, now I'm clicking here, it is not freezing up. But when I'm doing double click, when do that double click also not able, my mouse is not working properly, I guess. So instead of that, what I will be doing, I'll be doing keyboard options, key down, key up. Okay, I'm up, I'm handling from keyboard option now. Okay, I'm clicking my keyboard button. There is a up button we have, right? I'm clicking the up button. So when I am using the keyboard up button, then only the page will get freeze. Now I am selecting from the mouse option. Okay. Now I am selecting from the mouse option. It is not doing anything. Can we see a right click option is available? It is working correctly or not? Mouse context menu. It is a right click. So when I am doing a right click, it is working. So when I'm normal click, it is not working. When I'm doing right click, it is. If I remove this, you can see the right click. See right click. Okay, let me see the same approach. What we need to do when we maximizing this drop down, we need to go with the right click. It's not working here. So what we need to do, I am not going with mouse here. Instead of that, I will go with the keyboard option, whether we can able to approach, we can able to freeze this drop down or not. Key up, even though it is not working here. Okay. I cannot able to drop mouse up, click. Say before I'm using click now. I have clicked before opening the drop down itself, the page got freeze. Okay. It is not working. I think they have created this drop down using some libraries. Okay, if it is a libraries, we cannot able to freeze that. Double click. Let's see whether it is working or not. It is not working. Okay, fine. Okay, I'm just giving the heads up here. Okay, you can use this event listener to make the page to freeze where you want. But currently in this dropdown, we cannot able to making the page to freeze. I'm not sure. We need to apply some other respective listener to freeze this. Okay, you can try with any if you have any hidden dropdown. If you are facing any challenges, you can let me know. We have a lot of different types of listeners are there. Okay, drag and drop. Yeah, we can drag and drop DOM mutation. Nice. Okay, fine. Okay, so when you are interacting with the hidden drop down, you have to freeze the page. Then only you can able to interact with the expected. Okay, not only hidden drop down. There may be a hidden date picker also will be there, table also there. It is based upon the developer approach. Okay, they can implement the same for any other, any not only for dropdown, any concept also they can implement the hidden. It is a one kind of a library they are using for that. Okay, some advanced library. If they have implemented any libraries, we cannot able to inspect. We cannot able to inspect normally as usually how we will be inspecting. See, I'm inspecting this date here. See, when I'm clicking this, I can able to so when I have the date, I can able to navigate. I can able to navigate to the respective date. Why? Because this window is still enabled or present in the UI. But sometime what will happen when we trying to hover, when we trying to click and coming here, this will getting hidden because of the way they have developed. So at that time, what we supposed to, we need to freeze that page. We need to freeze the page, then only the respective date, whatever the date we are seeing here, right? Whatever the date we are seeing here, right? Then only we can able to see this. Until unless we cannot able to see this. If you are facing any challenges, that kind of a scenario, you can let me know. Okay, I will help you on that. Okay, coming into the dynamic web table. So here two approaches we are doing in the one concept. Okay, first one is a date picker concept. Then similarly, we are approaching a dynamic web table. Normally, date picker is when we selecting a respective date, we can able to select the respective date. Sometime additionally, it have a some timing also will be there. Okay. So according to that, we need to implement that code. So here we have only date. See, the date format is May. That is a month. Then we have a date, then year. Here, two options we have. So by default, when we are clicking this input box, it is showing the current month of the current year of the current date. That is today's date. Sometimes we may want to select the previous year, previous month date. That is an old date. Sometimes we want to select the future date. How we need to handle that? Similarly, this is a dynamic table. It will change. It will change for each respective month. Based upon that, it will change the value. Okay, let me see how to interact here. First thing is we need to identify the input box. input box. So this is the input box. See here, when I'm seeing this, I can see here header and body. Why header and body will be coming in between? When the header and the body coming in between in the inspect page? Frame concept. See, it is a frame. So we cannot directly interact with this. We have seen already a frame concept, right? So they have provided the date inside the frame. So what we supposed to do? First, we need to switch our driver from parent to the respective frame. Driver dot switch to frame. Here I will be giving 0. Why I am giving 0? Because here we having a only one frame over in this page. So that is why instead of identifying this value, I'm providing only the 0 index value. The 0 index value is nothing but it is only one frame. When it is available, we can provide that value. So imagine that maybe it will work, maybe it not work. Okay, so imagine that it is working. Okay, now it is working. We have moved into the respective frame. Now I want to identify the input box. The input box is this is the input tag. So I need to create a X path for this. Selector hub. But see, when I'm inspecting through selector hub, it is also showing that it is inside the frame. Through automation, we cannot able to access. Driver dot find element y dot export value. Send keys. I want to provide the value. So what is the value I have to give in here? So send keys. Okay, I'm sorry. So we are not using send keys approach, right? It is an input. Even though what I need to do, I need to click this. So when I am clicking this input box, then only the the date and the calendar will be popping. See here, currently the display is none. Currently the display is none. Because the calendar is not showing in the UI. When it is showing in the UI, you can see there is additionally the drop down will be coming. Let's see how it is showing here. So when we clicking here, you can see the display initially it was a none. Now it is a block. These kind of values are dynamic. Okay, that you need to be very careful. Okay, we should not use these values because these values may change by the developer over the period of time. Okay, so we need to be very careful to handling these kind of dynamic values. Currently, it is a block. When the calendar is not shown, the display is none, which means that there is no window is displayed. Now there is a block of window is displayed. That is what it means. Fine. Now we have selected the window is showing here. Now what we need to do first, what is the format of this, the value when we are selecting the date? First is the month, correct? First is the month. So month, it is a my month. Okay, I am looking for some month, want to be selected. Month. What is the month? It is showing here. It is a May. Okay, here we are seeing it is a May, but in the format it is showing as a 0, 5. Okay, these are very minute things we need to note. We need to note that. See, when I'm taking this 26, it is not showing as a May. Instead of it is showing as a number. Similarly, we need to see over in the inspect page whether it is a May or 0, 5. So the text is showing as a May. So we need to provide the respective name here. Month it is, I want to select November. November, case sensitivity is correct. November. Okay. Then my date. The second format is a date, right? So I want to go with some random date. 25. My year. My year. The year, based upon the year, we need to click either forward button or backward button. So date I will be current year is 2025. So I'll be giving as a 2027. It is a future year. Okay, future year. Now what we need to do? So I want to select. This is my expected. This is my expected date and year. How to handle this? So here we having a list of years. Okay, there is no restriction in the years, right? We having a lot of years in the forward and the backward as well. Similarly, month also in similar way, dates also in similar way. So we need to loop the date picker. We want to iterate this, but we cannot able to use for loop. We cannot able to use for loop. When we suppose to use for loop, we have seen previously, right? When we supposed to use for loop. No idea? You're supposed to know. When it having a sequence of values, either it is a list, set, tuple, dictionary. Then in that scenario only we have to use for loop. But here we cannot able to use for loop because why? Because month, year is a separate block, week is a separate block, dates are separate block. So that is why we cannot able to use for loop here because it is not coming under one tag. See, when I want to hover the May, see May is coming under the div tag. But here in the downside, I'm not able to see June. That is the next month. And I cannot able to see the next year also because that is not a static here. Static. It is a dynamic. They have used some library. Using that library, they have provided that value. That May, that is a month and year. When I am clicking this, it will automatically will get changed as a June. When I am moving to next one, the May will be replacing with June here. This change in June 2025. When we will be using a list of values under one tag, if we having a multiple values, then only we can able to use the for loop. Here we having only one values, but in the UI, we having a multiple layers. This will be getting changed. So in that scenario, we cannot able to use for loop. We have to use while loop. While loop is a, what is meant by while loop? It's a condition based. That is very, very important. So we need to apply the condition. So what condition we have to give here? We cannot able to provide any condition based upon this UI. We cannot able to give any condition, but we need a condition. So why we cannot able to give a condition? Because while loop is a condition based. When the condition is true, then only the set of block will be executed. What is our goal? We need to specify, we need to go with the 2027 year, September month, and we need to select the respective date. That is the goal. Here, how we can give the condition? Instead of giving a condition, I'm making the while loop as a true by default. If we giving a condition like this, what is mean that the loop will run infinitely? Okay. The loop will run infinite time. Infinite time. Very, very careful when we are using a while loop. While loop is more powerful than for loop. So when we are using a while loop, we need to stop the loop in over some period of time. If we fail to do that, the program will run infinite time. It will run in the backend. Keep on, it will run. It won't stop. That is very, very mandate thing. That is why we are saying while loop is more powerful loop. So if we are running as a true, by default, the program will run by default. Let me. So now the condition is getting true because always I'm making the loop as a true. So it is meeting the condition by default always. So now what I need to do, I need to go with to select the respective date, year, and month. So first I supposed to use, first is a month, right? So first I will be going with the month. Where is a month? So month, this is a month. I want to take the X path of this month. So this is a month. Driver dot find element I dot for month. This is for month. And what is the next one? Month. Date. No, sorry, not a date. It is a year. The first priority is we need to identify the month and year. Then only we can able to select the date, right? We have identified the month now. Now we need to identify the year. So driver dot find element I dot X path year. So span both are same. It is a month and it is a year. Now what we need to do from this year, it is a text value, right? 2025 is a text. December also text. It is not a linked text. It is a normal text. So we need to get the text value. So here first we need to check the condition. If my month, this is what my expected month and the expected year, right? First I want to check my year, my year, my year equal to year dot text. 1 minute, guys. Sorry, guys. So first we need to validate the text. Now how it will run. So currently what will happen? Currently it is 2025. So I am expecting 2027. The condition won't meet. Okay. Similarly, parallelly, I want to check year, month also because both are in the same plane, right? I want to validate the month also and my month. My month is a November equal to month, month text. So imagine that this is the first condition. First iteration will happen. In the first iteration, what will be the value here? In my year, 2027 will be coming. Year dot text. What is the current year? Current year is 2025. 2025 will be coming. So this condition would meet. So we are checking the both conditions should be matched. Here, what will happen? My month is November. What is the current month here? What is the current month? Current month is May. So this condition also not meet. This condition won't meet in the first iteration. If that condition is not meet, then what we supposed to do? We need to move to the next button because we are looking forward for the future year. Correct? So we need to create a else condition. We need to create a else condition. In the else condition, what we need to do? We need to click the forward button. So we need to inspect this. So this export is a forward, that is a next button. So relative export driver dot find element me dot export. We need to click this next button. So what will happen now? What will happen? Currently, I'm giving a pass here. Okay, what will this will do? So in the first iteration, what will happen? We are validating 2027 equal to 2025 and November month equal to, it will validate as a May. That is a first iteration. So this condition won't meet. Now what? Now where the interpreter will go? Interpreter will be coming here and it will click the next button. So now current is May. When it is clicked, it is converting into June. Still the year is same. Now this May is changing into June. Again, now also the condition won't meet. Now what will happen? Again, it will click. So likewise, it will click, keep on. It will click, keep on until the year is getting matched. Now what will happen? It is 2027. Now it is 2027. But now what will happen? It is, for example, it is January, but the year is getting matched, but the month is not matched. Now what will happen? It will keep on click. Once it is clicking like this, when the window is coming like this condition also is getting met. Okay, we are looking for November, right? So it will keep on, it will click until November. When the November is coming, the expected month and year. So November, and it is November. Now what will happen? Both the condition is met. Until it is meeting, it will click, keep on forward, because we have given a forward, clicking the forward button. Clicking the forward button. So it will click forward, future year. So, okay, now in some point it will get meet. Now what we need to do? Once it met, once the month and the expected month and year is met, we need to identify the date. So date is a table. Now we are coming into the web table, dynamic web table. Until here it is a date picker concept. Now it is a web table, dynamic web table. So what we need to do, we need to identify the table. So table is always a rows and columns. Okay, imagine, always understand that tables are rows and columns. You can see Sunday, these weeks are row. Below one is also row. This is also row. These are columns. So see, when we are selecting this, it is a table. Inside the table tag. Inside the table tag, we have the value. How normally how the table will be developed? I will show you how the tables will be getting. Is a table tag. Inside the table tag, there will be a table header, then table body. Inside the table header, we have a table. Maybe there will be a row or table data. When there is a header, it will be as a dark color. That is considering as a header. Sometimes it is a TH. TH is a table header. TR is a table row. Table data is TD. When we coming into body, here it is a table row. Inside the table row, we have a table body. Understand the different here. Okay, so this is how the structure will be. Sometime instead of row, instead of this line, they will be declaring only the header. It is depends on. So this is how the structure will be. The same structure we can see here. Normally table will be in that way only. So where it is a table here. Here it is a table. So when we maximize this, we can see the header and body. Header part is a weak name. They have created the weak name under the header. That is why it is showing as a block colors. When we moving into down, there is a row. Inside the row, everything is a table header under the TH tag. Inside the TH tag, everything is a span. They have given as a title. So these are the values are weak name. We are not going to interact anything with the weak names, right? So we don't want header. Now coming into body. Each rows are each week. So each week. But here the challenge is you can see in the first row we have a one space. In the last row also we have one space. It should not be. Okay. Because when we are selecting this, see now I have selected the table. It is selected including the space, but we require only the dates. But sometimes this is one kind of a date picker. But imagine that there is another kind of date picker. That calendar will be coming like next month date also coming here. That is a December month date starting from here. 1, 2, 3. Previous month end of the dates also coming here. In that scenario, how to handle that? Those are challenges. Those are not a challenge, it's not a big deal. We need to identify the correct, we need to inspect the correct value. How we will be handling the same way we need to handle that also. There will be small changes will be there for previous month date, future month dates. Having small changes will be there. That changes we need to identify. That we need to apply in our program. Here, let's see. So when we are hovering the body, it is selecting all the values from the body. It is considering each row. So inside the each row, we have all the values. So you can see the difference here. Here also TD. This is also TD. But this TD having no drop down. But these TDs are having a drop down. So which means that this TD having some child value. What is a child value? This is having a anchor tag. This is having an anchor tag. So which means that wherever we have a values, that value having an anchor tag. Wherever we having a space, that space doesn't have an anchor. They have given us a empty values, NBSP. It is a empty space. So similarly, we can see here, it is a empty space. So we need to identify the anchor tag. Then the issue will be getting solved. Let me create a own XPath table. So when we giving a table, it is selected the entire table. Now it is inside the body, right? The body. So only now it is selected the body. Inside the body, we need to select only the values. So what we need to do, it is inside the anchor tag, correct? So how the structure it is? T body, row, then TD. Inside the TD, there is a. So what I'm doing, I'm skipping everything. I'm skipping everything directly moving into A tag. Directly moving into only the A tag. So it is selecting only the A tag. It is ignoring the spaces. So it gives only the data. This same path we can able to use for any calendar. Even though the spaces are getting changed, it will select only the dates. So we can use this. What we supposed to do here in this table, we having a multiple values, correct? That is a duplicate values. More than one values, we will be considering as a duplicate values, right? Because A is a duplicate tags are here. So we have to go with for loop. So inside the condition, it's driver.find elements by.xpath it is a dates. Now it is returning a list of values. So we need to iterate it for date in dates. I'm iterating this entire dates. So when the respective month and year is made from the respective month and date, I am looking for the calendar. I'm looking for respective date from the list of values. So I am iterating this. Now inside the for loop, I need to create another one if condition. If date, my date. The condition is my date, right? Because I am looking for date 25. My date equal to date. Here only I am holding the current date. Current date 1, 2, 3, 4. All the date will be coming in this for loop. It is a text, right? Let me confirm it is a text or not. See, we having a text. It is a linked text. Okay, linked text. So what we can do, text. So in the first iteration, what will happen? 1 will be coming. Second iteration 2. Likewise, keep on. At the 25th iteration, the 25 is getting matched with our text. When it is getting matched, I want to click the respective date. So date dot click. I'm clicking the respective when the condition is met 25 and 25 text is getting met. I am clicking the web element. This is a web element, right? I am clicking the web element. Here it is more important is we are using a nested loop, outer one loop, inside one loop. Very, very important. When we are creating a loop, we are only the responsible to the flow control. Okay, we have to break the loop. For example, I want to select 1. That is a first date. But imagine that in the list of values, it will give all the dates. If we are not controlling the loop, unnecessarily the program will run up to end of the loop. So we need to use break statement. What break statement will do? It is one of the interview question also. Flow control. What are the flow controls we have in Python? Break, continue, and pause. What break will do? Break, when this condition is met, immediately it will break this loop. Immediately the interpreter will stop the loop. So when 25 is coming, immediately I'm stopping the loop. This is for loop, but we have here 2 loop, right? One is a for loop, another one is a while loop. So we need to break the while loop as well. Otherwise, infinitely it will run. So we need to know where the break statement we have to provide. That is very, very important. We cannot able to implement the break anywhere unnecessarily. There is a specific place. We need to know where we need to use this break statement. If we provide this break statement, when the condition is met, at the time only this break will work. Okay. Similarly, we need to know when the while loop we need to break. So once this for loop get break, immediately the interpreter will be coming here in this position. Here we need to use the break. Here we need to use the break. So at the time what will happen? This entire while loop will be getting stopped. Interpreter will be coming here. So for this, you have to learn how the loop is working, how the nested loop will work, how the condition is work, where we need to use the flow control. Okay. Let me run how it is working. Let's see how it is working. Fine. I'm running this program now. Let's see how it is working. Oh, it is open this website. It is not the expected one, correct. I'm stopping this. Date picker. Okay, unnecessary. There are two codes are cannot commanded out. Running one more time. Okay, see, it is working nicely. It is selecting their respective November 25th future year. Now the expected year is November month, 25th date, 2027. So we have to suppose to implement the code in this way. If we are moving with the old year, it's a past year. So for example, 2020. So instead of clicking the future button, we have to use the previous button. So we need to identify the back button. This backward button expert is supposed to provide. Driver.find element. This is for backward. For clicking the backward button. Now if we run, it is 2023. Let me run this. Supposed to work. Remaining all the programs are same. So it is working as expected. So this is supposed to, we need to handle the date concept as well as the dynamic table. Got it? Understand this concept, understand the program, how it is working. Any doubt or not understanding the concept? Very, very important concept. Okay, date picker is very, very important concept. We will be handling this in many places in the real time. Any doubt, guys? Audible? Guys, you there?
I sound clear here.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Moving on to the next topic. Date picker. What will be the next topic? Give me a minute, let me check what will be the next topic. Date picker. Just action change, I guess. Yeah, so here we have used the dynamic vector. I'm giving exercise for static vector. Static vector. Try to do the program for any static web table Here you don't want to create any value. Just identify this table. It is a table header. These are the table rows. So handle the table rows. First, you need to get all the rows. Then you need to get all the columns. Okay. When it is a table, the mandatory steps are get all the rows. How you will get all the rows? There is a tag called tier. Tag called tier. That is what we have seen, right? Tier, table row. So you have to get all the rows. How many rows we have in the static? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 rows. Similarly, column. Column, we don't have any specific tag name. Instead of that, what we can do, we can get the header here. This is one header, this is one header, this is one header, this is one header. 4 headers. So get all the columns. Now what will happen? You have all the columns 1, 2, 3, 4, all the rows, 7 rows. So 7 rows, 4 columns. Here for column also it is a more than one value. Row also more than one value. So you have to use multiple for loop, nested for loop. For loop for row in rows, then for column in columns. So this will be getting rows. You have to store it into variable, then you have to store it into a columns. You have to iterate both. Inside the for loop, you have to create a condition according to your expectation. You can take this static table also. You can do exercise. When author name is Mukesh, okay, when author name is Mukesh, you have to identify the book name and its price. So here we have a 2 Mukesh. So what you supposed to do when there is a author name is Mukesh, so you have to create a condition for author name equal to Mukesh. You have to get the print the book name, then and its price name and its price equal to. So likewise, you have to only the output expected output is learn Java is 500, then masters in Selenium is 3000. These 2 outputs supposed to you have to provide. Okay, so try this exercise. If you are facing any challenges, let me know. So here the challenge is for loop, nested for loop. Here you are using 2 for loop. So you're supposed to break it in some point. You have to break it in some point. Okay, implement this. If you have any challenges or doubt, you can ask me in the next class. Okay, fine. The next topic. What will be the next topic? Action chains. Okay, action chains. Very, very important topic. It makes you program very easy, very efficient. There are sometimes multiple places we will facing a challenges implement the robust program through Selenium automation. At the time you can use the action chains. Action chains is a for mouse operation. Mouse operation. What are the mouse operations we will be doing? So what are the inputs? That is an input we are giving through mouse. So what are the things we can do through mouse? Moving the mouse, scrolling the mouse, single click, double click, right click. So these are the mouse actions, right? All the mouse actions we can do through action chains and keyboard actions and keyboard actions. What are the keyboard actions? In the keyboard, we have a different keys are there. We will be using the key using shortcut keys we will be using, correct? So for example, if I want to move this page from top to bottom, how I will be doing? There is a shortcut key. By using the shortcut key, I can use page up, page down. That is using the keys, right? The same concept also we can apply using through keyboard actions, using shortcut keys. So that this makes the program very easy in lot of places actually. Okay, in real time, we will be facing some challenges. At that time, we can implement this. Okay. Let's see what are the topics we have in mouse operation. So when we saying a mouse over, right click, double click, then mouse scroll, slider, drag and drop. We have a drag and drop. These are the scenarios we have using through mouse and the keyboard action. Keyboard action using shortcut keys. Shortcut. Fine. Okay. Okay, fine. I'm stopping class here today. Okay. We will see this action change topic in the next class. Okay. If you have any doubt on the current class or any topics, if you are having any doubt, you can let me know. Otherwise, we can discuss the further topics in the next week.
Yeah.